too many companies that have boring job descriptions. We need to be selling, we need to be advertising and marketing through job descriptions.
Hello there, this is John Bernatovicz, your host of the HR Like a Boss podcast. Thank you for listening. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share with a friend. I've embarked on a journey to get to know amazingly awesome HR and business professionals, and I'm trying to understand what it takes to do HR like a boss. On today's show, I'm so excited to have a dear friend of mine, Nicki Perchik. Knew her as Nikki Zelkin back in the days of ADP when we worked together. Nicki, welcome to the HR Like a Boss podcast.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me. It's great to be here with you.
So for those that are not like me and delighted to have known you for a number of years and stay in touch, would you mind just telling our audience a little bit about you and what you're doing these days?
Sure. So Nicki Perchik, as you said, I started an executive search firm 14 years ago, the NLP Group, and we work with high-level senior executive level professionals and opportunities all over the country, as well as internationally. We cover a broad spectrum of industries and functional areas. And we have amazing clients from early stage startups to Fortune 500s. We work with incredible professionals, and similar to you, it's been great owning my own company.
Do you have any suggestions on how HR can improve their talent acquisition process to ensure that they're getting better outcomes?
Yes, I have so many suggestions, probably too many for this show, but HR needs to improve their job specs. HR, it's a candidate-driven market. There are far too many companies that have boring job descriptions. We need to be selling, we need to be advertising and marketing through job descriptions. So having a really great job description is the first thing. Having a better application process. So many companies, people feel like they're lost in a process, or it's an arduous process. So really making sure, especially in the early part, the application process is more seamless, making sure that every hiring or not even hiring manager, every person who's involved in the interview process is on the same page. So many companies don't agree with what the priorities are for the role, what we are ranking candidates based on. What are the must-haves? What are the like-to-haves? What backgrounds are we open to, not open to? So really everyone getting together and agreeing on that. Moving people through the HR interview process quickly. And when I say HR process, I don't mean just with HR, I mean through the interview process. We don't have time right now to have starts and stops. In this market, candidates are going quickly. A+ candidates have multiple opportunities coming at them at any given time. And the more time we have between interviews, you lose momentum. It's sort of like dating. If you go out on a great date, but you don't go on another date for 2 weeks, good luck going on the third date, right? Preparing for the interview. Oh my gosh, so many people don't prepare on the client side. Interviewers will come into interviews saying, I haven't looked at your resume yet. Tell me about yourself. I didn't read this presentation the recruiter sent me. Tell me about yourself. Candidates are investing all this time to be prepared. The company side needs to be prepared. Just treat people with respect. Companies don't always treat people with respect. They don't follow up. Candidates send thank you notes. They hear nothing back. So, in this world of social media, Glassdoor, people can give you horrible reviews on your interview process, and that makes recruiting harder. So these are just some things. I could go on, but we don't have all day for it, John.
For you, what's the best way for human resources to partner with outside recruiting firms? And what should they expect when working with someone that really knows what they're doing like you do, Nicki?
So first of all, as I mentioned, we always want to be viewed as a partner. We're helping talent acquisition look great. We're helping them do their job and ideally taking work off of their plate. But again, trying to help them really look good in the process. And so partnering with us and making sure you're giving us information. So one of the things we do, which John, you probably do, and this stems back to our ADP days, but we have a questionnaire we create for every search we work on. Before we're kicking off a search, we want to go through that with the HR team. And ideally also, if there's a hiring manager that we can bring into the conversation to really understand the ins and outs of not just the company and the role, what's on the spec, what's not on the spec, the management, what does success of the role look like? 30, 60, 90 days, 365. We want to have a really good sense of that. And some companies don't want to invest that time. They will give us 20 minutes to go through a questionnaire that clearly needs an hour or maybe even more of conversation. Sometimes HR doesn't want us to have access to the hiring team, maybe because they don't want us to burden those people. Maybe they feel threatened by us. But we really try to create an environment where everybody feels like we're partners, we're an extension of their business. And of their team. So again, it's really working together. It's making sure you're giving us the tools to be successful and help you hire those right candidates. Giving good feedback, John, you talked about this before. So many companies don't either give good feedback or good feedback in a timely fashion or any feedback. How are we going to do better if we're not hearing what's missing, what's wrong? Or conversely, sometimes you don't really hear much about the people that they like, that they want to move forward, which I think is sort of just natural. We don't inspect things that go well as much as we inspect things that don't. But that feedback is so helpful so that we can make sure we're taking that information and translating that into our searches in our interview processes to, again, ideally get you far fewer candidates, but far more aligned candidates.
So I'd love to get your perspective on what it takes to do HR like a boss.
Oh my gosh, that's such a big question. That's fantastic. Okay, so to me, HR like a boss, I have a picture in my mind of an HR executive I work with who is phenomenal, is that perfect blend of approachable, warm, engaging, funny, sarcastic, which I love, but also someone who commands total respect. Everybody is always impressed when she speaks. This is someone who business leaders listen to, they consult with, they use this person as a confidant. And this is someone who brings top talent into an organization, continues to grow people's careers, and has had tremendous success at the company, and the company's had tremendous success. How's that?
Nicki, it was great to have you on the show.
Thank you so much. This has been a blast. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for checking out the HR Like a Boss podcast. If it resonates with you, please consider leaving a rating and review. And better yet, subscribe and share with a friend. Until next time, let's continue to aspire to do amazingly awesome HR.